Hi, this is Soto and...
This is Becky Swan.
You nearly forgot your name, didn't you? So how you doing, mate?
I've got a headache.
Oh, no, why?
No. Well, you actually know why I've got a headache.
Well, yeah, but most women have more headaches than men. Have you noticed?
Why is that?
I don't know why, but I said most women have headaches
We have
more
more
than men.
stress than you, though.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So we're always chill and relaxed, are we?
No, you men cause women less stress.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right. So
We're multitaskers, so we've got to juggle a whole load of things in life.
Well, we can do that as well, but we don't give ourselves headaches.
Yeah, but you're one-dimensional.
I see.
You only think about one thing at a time.
What's that?
Exactly. Hi and welcome to the Swan and Soto Show, your new week driving test centre gossip podcast. Every week we shall bring you lots of this. Oh, hello, here's one, and this.
Examiner allow me to have a parrot with me on test?
And a little bit of this.
Yes, this has been good.
Join us every week as we share and delve into the lives of us driving instructors and what really happens at the driving test centre.
All right, okay, mate.
I'm good anyway.
Good.
Other than that, I'm fine.
Good. I've got a parrot here.
You've got parrots, though.
I have, yes, I have. But anyway, we'll come back to that later.
We will come back to that later. Oh dear.
So.
Anyway.
Right, what's new then? What's happening? What's
new? Okay,
yeah.
So we're I think this is our 5th show now.
Yeah.
And
time flies, doesn't it?
It has gone so quick, isn't it? It's got cold as well, isn't it?
Yeah, cold too.
How's your diet going?
My gave up.
Hibernating.
Yes, next year maybe.
You just getting over the flu.
Oh yes.
Right, so we've just to let everyone know, we've got quite a fun show today. We've just made a few phone calls, haven't we?
Yes, it's been good.
Soto is playing. How would you describe it?
Me, foreign man, speaking England bad.
Yeah.
Looking for lessons.
Yeah. So it's every non-driver's January resolution to get their driving license in every January. So we're striking whilst the iron's hot,
yes.
And Soto is playing the Joker.
Yeah, I am.
He's preying on unsuspecting driving instructors. So please stay tuned later in the show. This is why I've actually got a headache because I've been laughing so much. So I hope that Sule is a good sort and he doesn't kill us when he hears this podcast.
He sounds like a good man. He's okay.
He's all right, isn't he?
Yeah.
Bless him. I
Yes.
love you, Sule. Right, so today we're talking about pass rates. New Year.
Yeah. Okay.
Pass rates.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually quite interesting. What do you think the national pass rate is?
The whole of UK, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm not very good. Actually. I don't know actually, because all right, I've had I don't know. Let's say I think 30 passes last year.
Yeah.
They all kind of went in the right direction to pass first time, but usually pass third time.
Mm-hmm.
But because I always teach at Banbury, so I reckon Banbury is quite a high pass rate. But
Yeah.
I'm guessing like 28.
28%?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, you're way off that.
Am I really?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that's about 44%, 45%.
Okay. Oh, that was half of what
On
I
a,
said.
on a national basis.
Okay.
Yeah, well, actually, so Banbury's actually 54.7% pass rate, I believe.
Oh, that's good.
As of last year's statistics. So I've actually printed off pass rates. I'm a bit sad like that.
Oh, no.
Across the
you're
UK.
Organised. You're organised. You're not
There's
sad.
like 200 driving test centres in the UK, everybody.
Yes.
Now, the lowest centre with pass rate, which one do you think it is?
I would have to
Not that
say.
you'd know all the test centres in the UK.
No, I would say London. I don't know, but
It is actually Erith, a test
Erith.
centre called Erith in London. It
Oh,
has a
bloody
pass
hell.
rate of only 30% or something like that.
so that's the lowest, is it?
Yeah, it's quite low, 30%. So, what do you think who do you think has the highest pass rate?
Do you mean the actual place or the figure?
The figure. So,
I
what is
don't know, 75. Is that too high?
Oh no, the place.
Oh, the place. Sorry.
Oh no, 75.
Well, anyway,
no, that's a bit too high.
Oh, okay. Somewhere in Glasgow, probably.
Actually, I don't know. My Montrose.
Montrose. That sounds like in America, doesn't it?
Broomfield Industrial Estate. I'm not sure where Montrose is.
Okay, what is that?
It could be in Scotland, as far as I'm concerned. We will check this out.
Yeah, you
people who are listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
But no, they have a pass rate of 70.4%.
Well, yeah, that's good. That's good.
70.4%. So, if you can't pass your test in the Midlands,
go abroad,
or London, then head over to Montrose.
Actually, Montrose, I've got it on my map. It's near Dundee.
Yes, Scotland. I thought it might be Scotland.
Yeah.
In fact, the top pass rate towns or test centres, Pitlochry.
Okay, that's a weird name. But
Duns.
Done what?
Isle of Skye.
Huntsley,
Forfar, Moulton, Inverary. Can't even pronounce that. Rothesay, Creef, Fraserburgh.
Oh, all around 70s, are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Between 70 and 68 anyway, these few here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you're looking to pass your driving test and you're struggling, head north.
Yes.
That seems to be the as soon as you get into the cities, however, the pass rates seem to plummet down. Now it's quite funny actually, because obviously myself personally, I've done a lot of training in different test centres. From the southwest, London, Midlands, etc. And my top 3 hardest places to learn to drive are Exeter.
Oh, okay. How come?
Exeter, Oxford, and Coventry.
Okay.
And they're all cities.
Well, Oxford, I know it well. It is a bugger to pass.
It is really hard.
Is it similar to Exeter and Coventry? Oxford?
Yeah. I mean, what is it about Exeter and it's I think Exeter has some really, really complex one-way systems. It has lots of really difficult multi-lane roundabouts where you've got 4 or 5 exits. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so really kind of challenging. In fact, the test centre in Exeter is actually based on a massive car plant. It's Europe's largest car plant. So I remember actually dropping a pupil off at work, and it took me 45 minutes to get out. I couldn't actually get myself out. It's that huge. So it's a bit of a nightmare. Why do you think Oxford's hard?
Well, I would say Oxford's hard due to buses, cyclists, police, ambulances, everything's happening all at once.
So many
learners.
Things,
Loads of learners.
There are lots of students learning in Oxford. No, absolutely. So it's really interesting how you can get different kind of pass rates across the country, isn't it?
Yeah, no.
So it's something to consider when you're learning to drive. Obviously, driving it in a town where is beneficial.
Yes.
But it's not. Sometimes if you want to get a quick test date, you might have to travel a little bit further afield, mightn't you?
Yes.
Any tips to people who do you think people should have, or learner drivers should focus on test fit training?
Well, no, really. If you're a good learner, you've learned well, you can drive anywhere, anywhere on the road.
Do you really believe that to be true?
I do, yeah, because a learner. Learner needs to learn what to do. Once that person's got it, that person should be able to drive anywhere.
Okay. So, for example, there was a little town in Somerset.
Yes.
And the test centre when I was there had like 50 mini roundabouts. No multi-lane roundabouts, no dual carriageways, no town centre.
Okay.
So how would they learn multi-lane roundabouts if they're like 45-minute drive from the main line? Did you see what I mean?
Yeah, I get you mean. I know.
I couldn't believe it. It was such lots very residential area, but there was no city driving. There was no bus lanes. There was no crossroads. There was no.
Yeah.
So it does depend where you learn.
I suppose it does, but once you've passed, though, that's when you do learn, isn't it? Really, that's when you begin to learn. So, all right, okay. Well, anyway, Oxford's tricky.
Pretty tricky.
Yeah. Banbury, I reckon, is a nice place.
Banbury is actually about 54.7%.
Yeah, that's my place. That's my.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about silly fails. So it's that whole when the learner gets back to the test centre and the driving examiner says,
"I'm really sorry to say you have failed your driving test today."
What has been your silliest fail?
My silliest fail is literally really 3 seconds. She arrived at the test centre in Banbury. She's supposed to park in the Cadennet's Bay. There's a wall in front of her, and she just literally didn't stop. An examiner stopped for her, failed.
Yeah.
She was excited that she passed, but she forgot to stop.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the silly one I think I've got in my pass rates.
Why do they do this? I've got this saying that most people fail in the first or last 5 minutes of a driving test.
Well, usually it's nerves of the first 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Definitely that takes over everything. When you're back and you've done it well, right? You feel it, you've done it, and then you're like, okay, I've finished, I'm okay now, and you just relax and forget about it, and then you realise you made a mess at the end of the test. So.
Well, one of my recent most tragic fails was when, this was actually last year, a chap of mine was out on one of the country lanes in Banbury, and a lovely pheasant decides to fly down into the road.
Right.
And it was a case of, shall I pass my test or shall I kill the bird? Or shall I save the bird and fail my driving test? So he decides to slam on the foot brakes. To miss hitting the bird.
Okay. Did he miss the bird?
He missed the bird.
All right.
But the problem was there was a car following.
So
the examiner had to react. The examiner failed him. Because he saved the bird's life.
If I was the pupil, I would carry on driving. Hit the bird.
Yeah. But that's what the highway code says, isn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Because
you've got to not affect motorists. So,
that's right, yeah.
So obviously I introduced this story on Facebook yesterday.
I've got one here. Had one with a perfect drive except for forgetting how to turn on the wipers when a monsoon struck 20 minutes into the test. Windscreen wipers, you got to use them.
Do you know what, actually, for anybody listening to this podcast show, I actually had 6 driving tests myself.
Okay.
And I failed my 4th driving test for not putting my window wipers on quick enough.
You see?
Yeah, I know. I got back to the test centre and the examiner said to me, he said, well, if you put on the window wipers, you can see out the window. If you don't, how can you see?
Exactly, yes.
So I succumbed to that with myself.
Oh yeah, here's one. Wrong side of the road, leaving the test centre. Actually, that was in the news, wasn't it? Some time ago.
No.
A Scottish person came out of the test centre.
Yeah.
He's never driven abroad ever. Yeah. And he drove on the wrong side of the road, fell straight away. Because usually the foreigners, they kind of have to adjust which side of the road to go when they leave, don't they?
Yeah.
But this person,
I see.
He was on the news. Yeah. This one is Scottish. He was on the news, started driving on the right. Oh well. Okay.
Okay, so here's one from a chap, a driving instructor. Attempt 1. Try to kill examiner with a 4th gear left approach at 30 miles per hour. Already failed for reverse bay park well outside lines at start of test. Attempt 2. Try to kill the driving examiner on this roundabout 2 minutes from start of test.
Okay.
Attempt 3. Try to kill driving examiner and me by taking a bend way too fast.
Oh, bloody hell.
ETA, to prevent collision with UPS van. Sore fingers for both. Attempt 4. Brake foot slipping on wet floor day before test.
Oh, dear.
Attempt 5. Coming soon.
I wonder what's going to happen.
He's put a picture up on the...
Has he, yeah?
Examiner took action. Physical action.
Ooh.
Oh, dear. So, a lady called Kirsty, failed on the bay park at the beginning of the driving test. Beautifully executed, slap bang in the middle of the space and enough observations to earn her part in the Exorcist sequel. If only she'd used the brakes to stop the car instead of the hedge.
Oh, dear me. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
There are so many reasons why. I'll tell you what, I had a lady once, this was actually about 10 years ago, and so she's absolutely one of the most brainiest people you could ever meet. She's actually a doctor now. And she probably listened to this podcast because she's on my friends list. She's called Holly.
Cool.
Well, anyway,
hi Holly.
Hi Holly. She's she's going out on her first driving test, and the examiner says to park up on the left. So at this point, she's got a clean sheet. She hasn't got any marks on her test sheet at all.
Okay.
So she's parking up on the left.
Yeah.
Now, if you can imagine, a normal residential road, quite wide.
All right.
30 limit, and just ahead of her, on the right hand side, was a speed camera. So the examiner says drive on, so she gets herself ready and she does observations, and she looks in a blind spot in a right wing mirror, and she notices a car coming from behind, travelling along the road.
Right.
But the car's slowing down. So she assumes that the car is slowing down for her. So she decides to proceed forward. The examiner had to brake because the car wasn't slowing for her out. The car was slowing for the speed camera ahead.
Oh dear.
So she ended up failing her driving test with a clean sheet.
Oh dear me.
She got no driver errors at all, and she got serious because obviously the examiner had to take physical action and draw breaker. So it's just a classic case of misreading the situations, the road layout and stuff like that. So when you're out on your driving test, you know, things like making sure the door. Is there any more comments there? I think there's quite a lot there.
It's quite a long. It is quite a lot actually, but it's a lot to read.
Yeah. So let's read this. 8:10 a.m. when Wednesbury Test Centre in December. Pupil got 50 yards up the road. Sat nav said turn right. Pupil pulled straight out from Blind Junction without peeping or creeping. We drove around the block 3 times and practiced the very same corner literally 15 minutes before going into the test centre waiting room.
Like we always do.
Driving examiner jawed him. Hadn't had the engine started much longer than 30 seconds. To make matters worse, it was still pretty dark outside, so could only see the headlamps approaching from behind obstruction. Was 3 minors and 1 serious. God. Anybody who's been there will know the junction at the bottom of Knowles Street. Overgrown private on the right. Illegally parked car and van on corner either side of the
I've
junction.
seen the picture. Yeah.
So, hello. Here's one. My pupil failed on the emergency stop. Left hand went to handbrake while still moving, and right hand caught her sunglasses as they fell off.
Oh dear me.
Oh God, that's a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Also, while still moving, driving examiner said he'd never seen anything like it. So if you're doing an emergency stop on a driving test, make sure that you leave your glasses off your head or just let them fall into your lap.
There is another one which I can remember without even reading it. The examiner said, okay, we park on the left and now we're going to do an emergency stop exactly as your instructor has instructed you. Right, so off they went. The examiner says stop, okay, and then 5 minutes later, then she did the emergency stop because she said to the examiner, I wasn't sure if it was real now. She didn't realise he had to make a stop.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he said stop, but she didn't click. 5 minutes.
Oh,
then she stopped. Yeah, so she wasn't with it.
Yeah, you should stop when they
say stop. Yeah.
Just stop. In the olden days, they used to get the clipboard, didn't
they?
And slap it down on the old dash.
Yes.
But now they can't do that because they've only practiced them.
Yeah.
It's not a real life emergency situation. Right, Soto.
Yeah, mate.
We need to share some. So before this podcast today, Soto was doing the rounds.
Yes, I was.
He struck gold.
Lovely
chap called Sule. So Soto's called Nichos.
Yes.
And he's from
Cyprus.
And he's phoning around. He has a very special request. And he's phoning around a few driving instructors. One particular instructor did manage to answer the phone.
Yep.
And here is the prank.
Okay. Hello, this is school driving?
That's correct.
Oh, your name, please?
Sule.
Yeah, my friend said to me, Sule, you good instructor.
Which friend is that?
Nathan, I think.
Okay.
Okay, me come from Cyprus.
Okay.
My England is not very good. Okay.
No, it's good. Don't worry about this. We got used to this. It's at least you're communicating, so it's good. Don't worry.
Okay, because I have very big problem with nerves.
Okay.
Every time I go out with car, I need my parrot with me.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah. No problem. What I'm going to do, you have to arrange when you're available. Let me check you out and see what the problem is. Then I can advise you from that. Okay. So first of all, you try and book a lesson.
Okay, but is okay to bring parrot with me?
Yeah. You're driving. You're driving this. I don't have a problem.
Okay, good. Parrot not do poo. It's good. It's a big bird.
No, don't worry.
No worry. Okay.
It's a big bird.
It's a big bird. Yes. It's
parrot, or you want to put it in the back seat?
yeah, in the back seat. Yeah. Why?
If you're talking to, I've never had this one before, but that's that's my laugh.
Okay. All right.
It's not a problem. Whatever is going to make you comfortable.
Okay, good. Because my parrot is my best friend. He makes me relax.
That's fine.
Okay. My wife is speaking to me. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's she said to me, "Are you sure I can bring parrot with me?"
Why not? I mean, I don't mind. It's your driving. It's fine. If you
All right, but I have a bit, and now, okay. And the other question is,
okay, is he going to be in a cage, or is he going to be? Is he going to be in a cage?
No, it's not in the cage. It's a very free bird. It no fly away. No good. No fly. It's sitting in the. Yeah. Can I? Do examiner allow me to have parrot with me on test?
Well, look, I've never had that one before, but what I'm going to do is, my advice is, what I would suggest you do, you should have had this drive first with me and see how you feel.
Yeah, but I know how I feel now. I feel very nervous now. My leg is shaking already.
This is my job. I do this for a living for a long. I've been doing this 15 years.
Okay. All right. Let me speak to my woman and my parrot, and I'll text you later or call you. Okay?
Okay, no problem. What's your name? Sorry.
My name is Nichos.
Nichos. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay, you too. I'll speak to you soon. Yeah?
Thank you. Bye.
No problem.
Bye.
You have passed your driving test today. Congratulations.
God, that was good, wasn't it? That was so good. Oh, I loved every minute of it.
Oh, do you know what?
Yeah.
I have never laughed so much in my life.
You're getting a headache again, aren't you?
To be honest with you, you know what? That's going above and beyond, isn't it?
It is. Of course, you can't take a parrot with you. Plus, you can't take a parrot on the exam. Or can you?
Well, we don't know. Some people do have driving lessons with dogs in the car.
They do, actually, yeah.
They do, yeah. We had a chat on Facebook about this about a couple of years ago, actually. And some instructors do. Obviously, the dogs are in the back of the car, but some pupils like it, some pupils don't.
I'm going to put a question on this ADI thing.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to have pets on tests?
Are we allowed to have pets on the driving test?
On the driving test.
Maybe we should have just asked the examiner at the test centre.
First, yes. Because, there was an issue about wearing shoes on the tests.
Right.
You've heard about it?
No.
All right. There was, I'm on WhatsApp with other instructors, and they were asking, are pupils allowed to wear shoes on their, not to be barefoot on their tests?
Yeah.
And of course, I say no. You can't drive a car without shoes. You've got to wear shoes.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So I did ask one of the examiners, and they said to me, no, straight away. And I said, okay, why? And he said, well, first of all, you've got to be smelly feet, and also there's no grip. No, it's dangerous, so we say no. But in the highway code, you are allowed, actually, to drive without shoes on.
Oh.
So that's weird. Or appropriate shoes, but anyway.
Yeah, it's a funny one, that one, isn't it?
It is a one, yeah.
I have drove barefoot before, but I don't find that you get... Do you know what? The funny thing was, when I was learning to drive, I could only drive in heels.
Right.
Like stiletto boots.
Yes, I don't wear them, but I know you mean.
I found that when I wore trainers, the grip on the trainer gripped.
It does,
the pedal grip.
And plus your heel is...
And I used the heel as a pivot, and
exactly.
I actually found my clutch controls a lot better when I wore heels. So it took me to pass my test on the 6th go to actually learn how to drive in trainers and flat shoes. So
well, it took me 3 times to pass. Anyway, I don't want to put that in. 2 failures were, of course, not checking my mirrors, even though I did, but I didn't turn my head. I checked my mirrors with my eyes, but not my head.
Should have worn a cap.
At that time, I wasn't wearing a cap, you see.
You should take your own advice, sir.
I know. And maybe speak like foreign men as well. Lovely.
Oh dear. Oh my God. So there's lots of reasons why you will pass your driving test and lots of reasons why you could fail your driving test. So hopefully you've learned a thing or two today. Yeah. And hopefully that you've had a bit of a giggle with. We want to give a thank you to Zule for being a good sport with having that prank on him today. I hope he's not going to kill me.
Now I need to find a parrot.
Now we need to find a parrot so that's Nichos can go and have his driving lessons in January.
Yes.
So we have lots more kind of fun stuff in the pipeline, and we would really, really, really appreciate your support. So please follow us. We are uploading these on a weekly basis, these podcasts. They're going to be about half an hour. So when you're on your driving test and you're staying behind, or you're a bit bored because nobody's talking to you at the test centre, you can play our podcast on iTunes, Google Play and Spotify, and you can find us on YouTube also. We are on social media.
Sorry, and laugh out loud, yeah?
Yeah, you got to laugh out loud because at the end of the day, we're all human. We're all human. We all love each other.
Yes.
Kind of.
In a way.
In a way. It's kind of examiners versus instructors, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually, yeah. But they're good examiners as well.
Yeah, when they know you.
Of course.
That's another podcast.
I know. Yeah, you gotta give a lot to them.
Yeah.
And then you'll receive back a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely. You've got to build up that rapport, haven't you?
Yes.
So please remember to give us 5 stars on social medias.
Please do.
And you can copy and paste your last text message from your pupil or your driving instructor as your review.
Okay.
Until next week, Soto.
Yes, have a good one.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.